an amazing friend to me. And in the 2 years that I know him, I felt like he's been a friend for me my entire life. I'm with him, and I miss him so much. And I'll never forget him. I'll never forget the great friend that he was when I was here. Thank you.
My name is Alainea. I only knew Isaac for a year. The fall of 2011 was when I first came to Alberta, and one of the first things I did was join the Gay Straight Alliance. And that was when I first met Isaac, when he was president. And I do remember the first time that we met, but the memory that sticks out the most for me of being with Isaac was during the first Alberta drag show that I went to. And during that time, I wanted to participate in it so badly. I was really nervous and concerned, and I never ended up making a routine that year or that semester, but I did want to be involved, so I was put on music duty. And I believe it was the last performance that they were going to have that night, and I felt like I hadn't done anything. I pressed play, and I made sure the music was working. It didn't, but we were able to make it work. And I remember that I must have looked so shaking and nervous. I wanted to do something. I wanted to go into the audience to see their perspective. I wanted to do something. And I guess he saw that, and he came up to me, and he said, and he gave me $1, and he said, "Tip the performer." And I hesitated. I said, "Well, I have to do the music. I have to make sure this is right. I don't want anything to go wrong." And he just looked at me very seriously. He said, "Go." And so then I took the $1, and it was then that I took my very first drag performer with Eyes Wet.
I met Isaac about a year ago when I started working at McDonald's. I transferred there from the Brown Deer location, and he was the first manager that I came across that he was supposed to get in my locker and just like let me know how South 27th worked. And he made an otherwise not that great job manageable, and just with his personality and with the way that he didn't really care who you were. He didn't care who you were. He just was a great person and a really nice person to everybody, regardless of who you were. And then I met him again when I started going to the GSA here, and it was funny because when I came to the first meeting, I walked in and I saw him there, and I was just like, "Wait a second." He was like, "Wait a second." I'm like, "Okay." So that was interesting, and we would come across each other just outside or in between classes or anything like that, and he would just talk to me as if we've known each other for way longer than the time that we did, and I really appreciate that. And it's really hard. Sometimes you meet people and you know that they're going to make a difference in your life. I know I didn't know him that long, but I think about him a lot, and I think about him as just somebody that was just an all-around good person. He was just a nice person and just somebody that I wish I could have known longer. I wish I could have gotten to know him a lot more than I did. But I know that he's touched my life in some way, and I'm glad that I knew him in the time that I did. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Connie, and I'm the campus minister here at Alverno. And I think for those of you who don't know Alverno very well, I especially wanted to let you know something. Isaac became ill and left school, that one of his friends, Laura, who's standing in the back there, came and wanted to light a candle for him. And so a candle was lit over here. She brought it with her. And eventually, obviously, it burned out. And that was in January, I believe, of 2012. And after that, we decided that we would try to keep that candle lit all the time, to remember Isaac, to pray for Isaac, certainly to pray for healing, to pray for the best things to happen to him as possible. And so the campus ministry, student workers, and Laura always would come, and we kept that candle lit until now, actually. It's been burning all through the summer and all through this year. And it became a sort of tribute, memorial of sorts. We'd find flowers there, vases of flowers. We'd find little words of wisdom. We have a basket over here in the hallway, and you're welcome to take a word of wisdom too. And sometimes there'd be one here by the candle. And then every once in a while, we would also find a tea bag, because we have something here every Tuesday. Tuesdays at 3, crumpets and tea. And Isaac came to that very often, and it was right out here in the atrium where we're going to have hospitality following the service, actually. And so we hope that you come to that, because you'll be in a space where Isaac was many, many Tuesdays from 3 to 4, and a place where he and she shared herself and shared himself with many people here at Alberta, who obviously will never forget him or her.
As hard as I try, I can't keep in mind one thing that defines my relationship with Isaac. It was everything. It was little moments, it was big moments, it was every moment. We've been telling a lot of stories the last few days, and it's been really great. It's wonderful to laugh. But I've decided that more than any one story, more than any one joke or anecdote or moment, I miss my friend. And that is as big as he needs to be in my life, and as small. That fills every crevice of his experience with me. I just miss my friend. And that makes me better. We're not contesting, if for even a minute, the kind of friend that Isaac was. And now I know that I can be that kind of friend too. He made me better in every way. I love you, Isaac, more